Welcome back everybody to George's Vintage Cars. Now I wasn't planning on doing this video. I was actually looking for a particular Hot Wheels casting and well, I went through a desk that I have that piled up with lots of stuff and lots of stuff piled in front of it. And as I was digging through the desk, I realized, oh, I got some pretty cool older Matchbox. So I thought, hey, let's take a look at these and maybe you'll like them. Let's take a closer look. Now in the background here, I have this Premier collection of Corvettes, and it's copyright 1996, and so it's just before Mattel bought Matchbox. And those 5-packs on the other end are actually new ones, but they have the Corvettes that I'm going to show you. I'm going to show the original made in England versions. And well, I did a video, so how was your day at work? And I showed some forklifts. Well, I couldn't find my Matchbox forklifts, but I found them and I want to show them now. Well, here they are right here. And now these ones are made in England, and I have actually two versions of it. And so you see you got yellow forks, and the forks are a little bent up, but they're still there. And the boom, the mast, is in raw metal, just like the chassis. And there you go. So forklift truck number 15, made in England, copyright 1972. That's part of the super fast line. And I don't know how fast these were, but this is really cool because you know, it's still in really nice shape. It's got the decals, little tarnish there, and on this side too. And it's got a cool little steering wheel. It doesn't turn, but that is really neat, and it does go back and forth, you know, so it tilts, and it goes up and down. And then I got a second version, and I can't remember, I found this, made in England, so PSI container. I think I found it with the forklift. It was in a bag of other die-cast. I think it was at Valley Village, but that's pretty cool. So here we have the other one. Now the forks are in gray and the mast is in yellow, and it's got a black chassis, and it's still copyright 72. So I'm not sure which version came out first. Probably the raw chassis version came out first, and then this was the second edition. And again, we got decent looking decals there. And so that's really cool. And of course, they made them so that the forks fit in. So how cool are those? Anyways, let's look at some more vintage Matchbox. All right, here we have two versions of the same casting, but they're actually different. As you can tell, the plastic is a different color. Well, that was a 5-pack, but that's okay. It's a new one, and I don't care about the packaging. And so definitely a different color there. The same stickers. Oh, well, actually, well, yeah, okay. This is faded on this side. And the props still there. They haven't broken off. And the paint is actually in pretty nice shape on both of them. So here's the chassis. So Matchbox Superfast, number 72, SN, well, SRN 6. Let's focus in here better. So copyright 72. Oh, I don't know why it's not focusing, but as you can see that it is slightly different on the bottom, but they're both copyright 72. I guess the camera doesn't want to focus in here, but there you go. So that's pretty neat. And so those are really cool. I have a larger version of this one in the Super Kings, but this is just for the small ones I'm showing you right now. And no suspension, but those are really cool. So these were British hovercrafts. I don't know if they ever came over to North America or anywhere else, but I thought that was really cool. And so let's look at some other wacky Matchbox. All right, well, I love minis and Volkswagens, and these are pretty crazy. You got a radial engine in this one, and you got a little driver. Well, this was way before tuned Hot Wheels came out, and these are definitely tuned versions of original cars. Anyways, let's take a little closer look at the chassis here. Okay, here's the chassis, and it's Mini Haha, made in England, copyright 1975. Number 14, another super fast. And you got metal body and metal chassis. And this one, the paint is in very nice shape. Now I think there should be decals on the side. And well, the chrome's a little worn off in the wheels, but overall, I think that's really cool. And then we have this one. And this one is the Volks-Dragon. I didn't get the lighting very well on this, but there you go. So number 31, Volks-Dragon, made in England, copyright 71. Now, what was the copyright on this one? 75. And 71, now it still has a decal in the front. This one is in really nice shape too, but it's got some issues, you know, like it's play worn slightly. Well, I mean, whoever had it threw it in a box maybe, and so of course you see the blue plastic showing through on top, which is normal wear. Now it's got a couple little chips on it, on the fenders, but that is so cool. Anyways, that's those ones. And they don't have suspensions, but they're super fast, so I don't know how they did on the track. Like, I guess Matchbox had tracks as well. And I don't know if they work on Hot Wheels tracks, but anyways, I thought those were cool. And I hope you enjoy those. So let's look at some reissues of early vintage Matchbox. Now I took these out of the original blister pack packages, and I just thought, oh well, you know, they got these cool vintage Matchbox boxes, and now the newer ones were larger boxes, as you can see, and well, these were the original size that Matchbox came out in. And so these are reissues from '92, and there's no information on the box. The package I threw away after I opened it had the information on it. But the diecast itself has the copyright on the bottom, and a Moko Lesney product. So that would be number 19, number 32. And I didn't buy the whole set because I didn't find it all. But I bought the two that I love, so let's look at the car on this one. All right, here we have the casting here. Now, this is what the original Matchbox looked like. But on the bottom, Matchbox, made in Thailand, copyright 1992. And, well, these are raw metal wheels, but they would have had different wheels on the original ones. But this is essentially what you got when the first Matchbox came out in the 50s. And well, that's pretty cool. You got a driver figure. And it's all done in metal, no plastic parts. And so that's really cool. And well, as you can see, they're pretty small. And I thought that was a cool one. So this is the MGA. And then the next one is this Jaguar, and I absolutely love Jaguars. And well, let's take a closer look at the real diecast. All right, here it is in black, so it's not exactly easy enough to see, but look at that. That's what you got way back in the 50s. You know, this was really cool for a little Matchbox toy. And of course, you know, Dinky Toys and Matchbox and the, well, I was going to say the early Corgis, but Corgis actually came out with windows and interiors and whatnot. But this is basically what you got. And I love the Jaguar. And this is another copyright 92, made in Thailand. And I love these Jaguars, XK120. The fixed head coupe is what they called it. Or, you know, the convertible was the Roadster or Cabriolet. But anyways, I thought that was really cool. So if I was going to buy some of these are the two that I really like a lot. And well, I never bought any more because, you know, where I live, you know, when new stuff comes out, everybody wants it. And even way back then in the early 90s, same thing, you know, you were lucky to get what you found, and I love these. So let's look at some newer ones, and I want to show you the very first diecast that I started collecting. All right, here it is. This is the very first diecast I found back in '88 when I had nothing. I had some model car kits, and well, I had maybe half a dozen model car kits, and I started collecting those. But I was walking down the street and walked past this little used furniture store, and in the window they had a couple diecast, just like I think maybe three. There were a couple, I forget what they were, but they didn't interest me. But I thought, oh, hey, that's a Corvette. That's kind of cool. Those wheels, that looks like Matchbox. So I went in and looked, and I thought, oh, wow, that's kind of neat. You know, it's got the chrome interior because, you know, it's like how they make Hot Wheels and Matchbox today with the chrome interior, so you get the chrome bumpers. I thought, oh, that's kind of cool. And then I looked at the bottom, and, well, Lesney, England, 1962 Corvette. And as you can see, let's see, well, I'll get in the light here. So it's copyright 1982. I thought, okay, 82. Okay, so this was 87. And so I thought, wow, are Matchbox still made in England? I didn't know. So I started going to stores and realized that, oh no, they're no longer made in England. But I thought, how cool is this? I think I only paid a couple bucks or $3 at most. And it's got a metal chassis, spring suspension. I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. And so from this car, I collected all my stuff that I have today. I've been collecting ever since I found that one. And of course, as you know, I love the 124 scale vehicles. And I thought that was so cool. So, of course, I kept searching for other cars. And then I found this one. Well, this is a metal chassis as well, but I found out later that, okay, 83 was the last year that they were made in England. And so this is Matchbox Toys, made in Macau. And I thought, wow, this is cool too. Pretty cool graphics, 454 Rat. That's what they call the big block Chevy engines. And I thought, wow, that's really neat. And of course, well, the rest is history for, you know, me collecting. And well, as you can see in the background, let's zoom in here. And we'll raise the camera up. So this is copyright 96, like I said. And there's the Corvette up there. Another version of the one that I originally started collecting. And well, they issued a lot of different versions of it. And this was a very cool set. And well, this one is really cool too, because it's one of the original Made in England castings I found. So let's take a look at that. All right, here we have it here. Made in England, 1979. And this is really nice, very cool. And spring suspension, metal body, metal chassis. And well, you know, they didn't have good steering wheels back then either, but I thought that was so cool. And then of course you keep searching, and then I found another one. And this is cool in red. You know, the tampos are still mostly there. The wheels aren't in bad shape. And another made in England. So I thought, how cool is that? And then of course, I found a newer version. And it was this one. And so of course now it's made in Macau. And well, they put this little vent window post in there that the Corvette doesn't have, but okay, I guess they thought they needed to strengthen the structure, because now, as you see, it's got T-roofs in it. And it still has spring suspension, still has the metal chassis. And so I thought, really cool. You know, they still continued on making this one. And well, of course, I got a version here in that set. And well, wow, how cool is that? Let's zoom in here because they look good close up. I'll put my first one first. So if you love Corvettes, these are really cool to have. No, they weren't the best castings, you know, like whatnot, but for Matchbox, these are absolutely cool. And well, I love collecting these. And well, let's see what else can I show you here. Okay, well, so copyright 92. I'll zoom out here a bit. I found this one. This is a Firebird. I think we got to move things back to get a little more better focus here. And this is another, well, copyright 82. So this would be after they stopped making them in England, but I thought that's pretty cool. Firebird SE. All right. Well, what's cool is Matchbox is still making those ones. I don't know if they're still coming out with the 62, but I have those 5-packs that I want to show you the newest version of the car. Let's get back to normal here. There we go. Oh, a little more. Okay. So hang on, I'll show you the new versions of, well, these ones, the yellow one. All right, here's the newest Matchbox set I got, Matchbox Retro 2. And here we have the Corvette again. And well, this other 5-pack. Now this one's copyright 2024, this one's copyright 2022. And so we have another version of it there. Put that over there and we'll just look at the new one because they're both the same, other than the paint scheme. And definitely this is a retro style paint for what Matchbox had. And we'll just put that back over here. Oh, of course it fell down, but I don't care about the package because I opened them up. And anyway, so let's take a look at the car now. All right, look at the crazy graphics on it, but you know, that's what Matchbox had. And pretty cool. Now the chassis is plastic. Oh, can we focus here? So 2020 Mattel when they reissued the car. And of course they had to change it because, you know, you can't produce the exact same vehicle because, well, look at that. Not exactly the same, but they have to change it up so that they can't, so counterfeiters can't take the new one and try to make it look like an old one. Of course, you'd have to be really good at painting and all that to counterfeit the old one. Anyways, but overall, now you put it side by side. Yeah, so as you can see, this flying buttress style portion of the roof is a little different. And of course they eliminated that little pillar there for the vent window, but they still have the vent window here. And well, the interior is a little bit different. The gear shift, look at that big knob there, but overall, it's really cool that they still are producing the Corvette. So anyways, there you go. Hope you enjoy these. Thank you for watching. And bye. I'll catch you in the next one.